Introduction. Cultural relativism and ethnocentrism are two opposite concepts in social science. The former is about ethical and social standards that are varied by the cultural context, while the latter is about using one's culture as a frame when making judgments. This essay addresses differences between cultural relativism and ethnocentrism and the impact of stereotypes. Attitudes, values, and beliefs. Cultural relativism argues that attitude, values, and beliefs differ across cultures and that there is not right or wrong answers for morality. Everything that is practiced and considered to be right in one culture should not be judged by another culture. Ethnocentrism is when one's culture is considered as superior over other cultures. Anything that violates values of one's culture is considered as wrong. For example, in some cultures, eating a dog's meat is normal, while for other cultures it is morally wrong. A cultural relativist would not judge this practice, claiming if eating a dog's meat is okay according to their beliefs, so it should be considered as okay. An ethnocentrist whose culture does not eat a dog's meat, otherwise, would say that it is unacceptable. The impact of cultural perspectives on society. Modern states have a mixture of cultures among their population. Due to the international migration, refugee crisis, and globalization, cultures of all around the world are interacting and integrating with each other. Yet, such cultural exchange in many cases does not occur smoothly. For example, there are prevalence of ethnic conflicts between locals and migrants in the advanced Western countries. This is mainly because of cultural misunderstanding and that viewpoints on many aspects of social life are different in both sides. Despite from conflicts, cultural perspectives may hinder the development of a population. For example, some cultures rely on traditional medical treatment rather than modern medicine, thus causing spread of disease. Here, having a cultural relativist viewpoint that accepts every culture's belief is dangerous, thus making ethnocentric approach more rational. The impact of historical events on cultural relations. Cultural relations are also an important factor contributing to the vision of different communities. Such relation can be driven by historical events that were influential for some cultures. For example, cultures of North and South Korea are completely different due to their separation during the Cold War period. Populations of these countries have completely different cultures due to their socioeconomic and political conditions. As such, their cultural relations have also changed. Therefore, events like civil wars can result in reformations in cultural relations. Power differentials between cultures. Ethnocentrism often results in incorrect assumptions about one's culture, whereas cultural relativism promotes understanding of cultural practices through certain belief systems. Indeed, ethnocentrism is a flexible approach as it has only one correct perspective. It views one's culture as a superior over others, while cultural relativism equally treats each cultural set of values. This is why power is clearly differentiated by ethnocentrism and not in cultural relativism. Stereotypes. Cultural stereotypes are made by mass media or elites to convince people that all members of a certain community have the same characteristics. Here, cultural relativists would argue that every belief of an individual or a group should be considered specifically, hence stereotypes are not valid. Ethnocentric approach, otherwise, may create cultural stereotypes as it does not analyze cultures deeply. For example, there is a stereotype that all Asians are smart due to media that reinforces such image to a broader population. Stereotypes may cause misunderstandings and false impression of cultures. Moreover, for representatives of different cultures, stereotypes may be offensive. Ethnocentric perspective that expects cultures to have specific practices may experience culture shock when having completely different situation. Conclusion. To conclude, cultural relativism and ethnocentrism are two distinct terms that provide different approach on what is right or wrong about cultures. Cultural relativism considers each culture by examination of its set of values and beliefs, while ethnocentrism takes into account only one's culture when examining other communities' social life and moral values. There are many factors that influence cultural perceptions, such as historical events and media. Everything you need for studies, essay samples, writing tools, and tips, you can find at studycorgi.com.